and get on with our weekend. Do you have big weekend plans? Let's see. Let's see. We have a family wedding. Hi, Chris. Hi, welcome. We have a family wedding this weekend. So I have our niece is getting married. And so tonight is the rehearsal and rehearsal dinner. And then tomorrow the wedding is at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then the reception, of course. So the whole weekend is filled with wedding fun this weekend. How are you, Chris? Do you have plans this weekend? It's also Mother's Day. And so I'm writing out my mother's card, my stepmother's card, because, I know it's a little last minute. It is Friday. It's not going to get there on time, but hi, Glenda. Sorry. Life is what it is. It's crazy, but I didn't forget you. I've had this card for like a month now. So let's get this puppy in the mail, huh? Looking at houses, Chris. Oh, are you moving? Is this your first home, or are you just looking to upgrade? Are you looking to downsize? That's so exciting. Let's see. Are you moving states or moving neighborhoods? Hi, Rachel. Good morning. Do you have plans for this weekend, Rachel? Chris is going to be looking for houses. Hey, Tanya. Hi. So it's so exciting to start to recognize your names. Like I'm starting to recognize your names from all the comments you leave on the videos. Thank you so much. And especially on the giveaway days, when I'm looking at all the names and making sure everybody's subscribed to the channel for the giveaways, I'm starting to recognize the names, and that's so much fun. Rachel, you're working. Oh, do you want to tell us what kind of work you do? You don't have to. So luckily, I am not working this weekend, but I'll probably squeeze in some crochet working at some point, because it's just the nature of crochet design that you just have to fit it in. I have to fit it in every spare minute of the day when I'm not doing family stuff, because otherwise it's just too much. I just never know how long a project is going to take. Like I have all these great plans, and I have my proposal, and I have my swatch, and I have my sketch, and I'm ready to go. And then I change my mind. I change my mind a lot. So I think the last 4 projects that I did them all kind of recently, quickly. And I think I remade the one project at least three times. At least 3 times. I just kept changing my mind, and I kept thinking of like ways to make it better, ways to make it more efficient, ways to write it easier. And so I just kept redoing it until I got it right enough. Is it ever right enough? When you're doing kind of a creative process, it feels like there's always more that can be done. So, Rachel, you work for payments and medical billing. Good. That's good work. Hi, Brian. Good to see you. Chris, this will be your 3rd home. We own 2 side by side currently, but looking for another for your husband and you, and then your boys can live next to each other. Oh, that's so cute. That's great. That's really ideal, isn't it? Kitty's knitting. Hi, Ellen. You tried the foundation single crochet. Love it, but noticed it was a little wavy. Should you go down a hook size? Could it be because of the stitch pattern? Yes, you should go down a stitch size, or a hook size rather, because if you're making this single crochet foundation and it's too loose, it will be looser than the stitches that come above it. And the stitches that come above it then are tighter than the single crochet foundation will look wavy or ruffly. When there's too many stitches or the stitches are too big, then your fabric ends up ruffly or wavy. And so, yes, you can even go down a hook size for your foundation row, and then the correct hook size for the rest of the project to keep that edge nice and tidy, because you don't want a floppy edge on it. You want it to be tidy. So yes, go down a hook size smaller than the project is going to be, and swatch it out and see if that solves the problem. Yeah. So it might be just a little too loose. So the stitch pattern, though, like if you do a single crochet foundation, depending on the stitch pattern that goes above it, it could be slightly different gauges. Like if you have a shell or a fan pattern, that takes up a lot of space. And so the single crochet foundation is just like little soldiers next to each other in a row. And so, yeah, you need to make sure that you have the right hook for both stitch patterns when you have more than one stitch pattern in a project. So you might have to change hooks within the same project, but that's okay because that's why we have more than one hook. It's so funny. Like I probably have like 80 hooks. And when Ravelry was new and they had that feature where you could like inventory all your hooks, it's like, I don't know why I did that, but I did. And it was like, I had like 80 hooks. I'm like, seriously, Ellen, do you really need 80 hooks? Yeah, I do. So I need tons of HIJ hooks. Like those are the ones I use the most. And then I need fewer of the rest of the sizes, but it seems like I really gravitate around I. I is probably my favorite hook. And so I like to have one for every project. You know, I like one everywhere. I want one in my car. I want one in my purse. I want one so that I have it when I'm stitching and swatching and designing. So, you know, somebody said to me, like, how many hooks do you need? It's like, well, how many brushes does an artist need? Like all of them. How many tools does my husband need? All of them. Well, how many hooks do I need? All of them. Yeah. I need all of them. Do you have a favorite kind of hook though? Are you more, aluminum or wood, or do you like plastic hooks? Do you like the inline hooks, or do you like the tapered hooks with the pointy head? What kind of hooks do you like? I'm sorry, I'm sniffling here. Excuse me. I like them all. I do use all hooks. Like I know some designers are dedicated to like they only use the inline hooks or they only use the tapered hooks. And really, I don't care. I use them all. I do try to stick with the same hook in the same project. So like if I start out with an inline hook, I try to finish the entire project with that particular hook. Because it's weird how gauge can be slightly off. And, you know, there's enough factors in the world that affect gauge that I don't want the hook to be the confounding factor, you know. So I try to, whatever hook I use when I start the project is the one I try to finish the entire project with. So, but I will use any hook that comes my way. I prefer, if I had all the hooks in front of me and I got to choose which ones I would use, I would probably either choose, the tulips are probably my favorite, the tulip Edimo hooks with the soft grip on them. And those are an inline hook, I think. I guess they're slightly tapered. But that's probably my favorite hook if I had all the hooks to choose from. And then I really do like the Susan Bates with the wooden handle a lot, especially for the larger sizes, for the L, M, and N size hooks. I do like, I guess I just like a handle on my hook. I do have a set, and I don't know how to do this. Maybe you all do. I have a set of aluminum hooks that had, what do you call it? Polymer clay handles on them. Somebody made, and I bought them off of Etsy. And so it was like a marbled, and each hook had a different color. And the handle, when I say had, I still have them, but I'm not sure I have the complete set anymore. But I had like G, H, I, J, and K, and they all had the polymer clay handle, and it was smooth. It wasn't like the grip on your hand. Like I know I've seen some people make hooks where like they put the clay on it and then they mold their own particular grip onto the hook and then they bake it that way. And so when the finished product comes out, it matches your hand perfectly. Mine's not like that. It's a smooth handle, but I really love them. So I guess the point is I like a handle on my crochet hooks. So let's see what people have said here. So, inline, but fat handled. Yeah, Chris, you and me. You're allergic to latex, so you can't use the rubber gripped hooks. Does that mean the polymer clay? Is that what is polymer clay? Is it latex? No, I don't think so. I don't know what the polymer clay is. I guess it could be some form of rubber. I don't even know. I guess I need to look it up. When you don't know something, you need to look it up. But I am always the first to admit when I don't know something. It's embarrassing, but I don't know. Okay, let's see. Can you explain inline versus tapered? Okay, so yeah, let's see if I grab my bag here. Let's see what I can find in my little tool bag. So this is the one I was talking about. This is the Susan Bates with the big wooden handle that I like a lot. So I like that one. And this one is, let's see. Okay, let's see if you can see this. Okay, so the pink one, this big one, is more of an inline. See, let's see if I can find a place on the screen where you can see it really well. There you go. It's kind of more of an inline. It is straight up and down at the head. And this one, the clover one, is pinched, pointed, so it is tapered at the head. So this one stays straight and fat all the way through the head of the hook. And so it is an inline hook. And the gold one, the clover, is tapered. It is pointy at the top. Okay, do you see the difference? Like it probably would help if I had the exact same size for you to look at. Let's see here. Okay, so these are pretty close. Oh, here. Oh, look. Here's my polymer clay handle one. This is an eye hook. This is one of my favorite hooks. It's pretty scratched up. It's just an aluminum hook that somebody put polymer clay and baked it, and I bought it off of Etsy, and I bought the whole set, and I love them. Let's see. You like the inline, but you've been using the clover hooks lately. Okay. You learned on a boy hook. You've tried different ones, but don't seem to care for them. Okay. It's so funny how people usually like boy or Bates, inline or tapered. You haven't looked into the clay yet, but the clover hooks are not an option. Okay. So this one is a clover hook. That's what we're talking about. And here, these are similar sizes. So this one over here, the red one, is the inline hook. And you can see slightly different, since there's a similar size, that this one is tapered. And you can see that even though these are actually, both of these are both size I hooks, right? Yeah, just double checking. Both of these are size I hooks. You can see how they possibly could have a different gauge. Okay, so the shaft part, the shaft part of the hook is the same diameter for both of them. They're both the eye hook diameter size. But because the head is different, depending on how far you push your stitches down on the hook, you may get a different gauge. If you keep your stitches up here, then it's a little thinner up there. They're just shaped different, and you could end up crocheting a little bit differently, and your gauge could be a little bit different. So if gauge matters, and gauge does matter, it does matter, then you might want to keep the same hook throughout. Okay, you want to see what else is in my tool bag while I'm here? And gauge matters because, well, one, your project needs to fit. So if you're doing a garment, for example, of course, your garment has to fit. Let's see what other comments we've got here before I keep talking about that. Let's see. Okay, so gauge matters because if you're supposed to get 4 stitches in 1 inch, is what the pattern says, but you are a tight crocheter and you manage to squeeze in 5 stitches per inch. That means when you make a garment that's 30 inches, for example, and you have fit 5 stitches per inch instead of 4, but the pattern says to make 50 stitches, well, your 50 stitches are going to squeeze into a much smaller space. And so your garment is going to be way too small. But if you make your stitches bigger so that they fit the example of 4 stitches per inch, and you make 50 stitches, then it'll come out exactly the size that it's supposed to be. It matches the gauge of the pattern. So if your gauge said 4 stitches per inch and you can only fit in 3, but you still make the suggested 50 stitches, then your project is going to be way too big because it takes up a lot more space because your stitches are so much bigger. Okay, so now you're like, well, who cares about gauge? All I do is make scarves and kitchen towels and washcloths, and gauge doesn't matter. Well, not as much. You're right, not as much. However, it matters in terms of running out of yarn. So if especially you have a one ball project or you have a limited amount of yarn and your project says you need 4 stitches per inch and you'll use 1 ball of yarn. Well, if you have really big stitches and you can only fit in 3 stitches per inch and you still make the recommended 50 stitches, just throwing numbers out of the top of my head, your project is going to use up more yarn and you may run out. So gauge matters because it needs to fit and you need to not run out of yarn. Anyway, you probably already know this. So inside my tool bag, this is a little zippered pouch. Oh, I have to leave in about 5 minutes. So just giving you a warning that I'm going to be cutting out here in about 5 minutes. But I just wanted to take some quick time with you this morning. This is my little zipper bag that my daughter made for me when she was like 10. And I love it. And I still use it all the time. Anyway, so my little zipper bag. I have, look at all these pairs of scissors. I guess you could say I collect scissors. So every year when back to school supplies go on sale, I always buy like 4 pairs of scissors. I need scissors everywhere. So I have those. I have a tape measure. I have my business cards. I have a couple of lip balms. I have needles, like yarn needles. There's hairband, gotta have that. I do not know why I have nail polish in my tool bag. It has nothing to do with crochet, I promise you, but it's there. Let's see what else I have. Oh, yay. Oh, here's some more of my polymer clay hooks. Occasionally I get a little crazy and I like try to bring all of my sets of crochet hooks together. More nail polish. I have no idea what I was thinking. Okay. Look, here's most of them. I know there's one missing, though. I don't know which one. Green. Green is missing. I'll have to see if I can find my green one at some point. I probably have at least 6 letter I hooks in here. So there's some pens, because I always need a pen. There's a wooden hook. Oh, wait a minute. Let me show you that again. This is a wooden hook. I think this is a Laurel Hill. Yes, Laurel Hill hook. And it's wood. It's very pretty. I tend to not use the wood ones, though, because I have no idea why. I don't know why. I tend to use my aluminum ones. You have a lot of scissors, too. You just found 2 more yesterday. You can never have too many scissors. You always need them handy. So here's some more of the Susan Bates with the wooden handle. I really like those. These are my favorite. These are the tulip hooks from Edimo brand. Love these. Love these. Can't you do Tunisian with these, though, because of the handle. Like, you need more shaft for them. But red pen, nail file. Now, you do need this for crochet because I hate it when my nails snag on my yarn. So, Sharpie. I just treated myself to a big box of Sharpie markers the other day because I can never find them when I need them. So, I bought a big box. And I like sprinkled them throughout the house like the Sharpie fairy. Like put one in my purse and one in my tool bag. And I put one in the console of the car. And I put one in the little jar of pens by the phone. You know, like sprinkled them everywhere. So love that. It makes me happy. This is a new one. I forget. This is a tulip hook too. And this one's a lot of fun. This is a new hook to me. And you can't tell it's pale pink. And it's a tulip hook, and I don't even remember like why it's pink or like how I got that. I think I got that one as a gift at a conference or something. Pens, more hooks. It's like a clown car, isn't it? Like all the hooks coming out of my bag. Let's see. I've got stitch markers in here. Stitch markers. I've got little flags. So when I'm like, if I need to like put a note on my pattern, and let's see, various empty chocolate wrappers. If I eat a piece of chocolate, I throw the wrapper back in my bag so that I don't litter all over the house. Yeah, there's some chocolate wrappers in here. There's various tails from various projects because I don't like the litter in my house. So like I throw everything back in my bag. So here's like tails from when I was weaving in ends. Anyway, here's another lip balm. I guess, when you find stuff, you just throw it all in one place. Can you believe I fit all of that stuff in here? Can you believe I fit all of this stuff in this bag? 3 pairs of scissors. Okay. So I got to wrap up for today. I got to get my day started, but I wanted to spend a few minutes with you guys this morning while I had makeup on. I might as well say hello and tell you to have a great weekend. I hope to upload a video tomorrow morning. If I don't get to one tonight, it's going to be a busy weekend, like I said, with my niece's wedding. So I hope you have a great weekend. Good luck working and shopping for houses and crocheting and doing all the things you're going to do this weekend. And yes, I do have a lot in this little bag. I don't know how it all fit. And it looked plenty empty when I opened it. Now I'm having trouble getting everything back in there. So my craft room, holy cow, Tanya. I got to clean my craft room first. It is a disaster. It looks like a bomb went off. It is terrible. It is shockingly, shamefully, horribly bad. But for you, yes, I will attempt to clean it enough that I'm not completely ashamed to show you, because my craft room is a dump and run. Like I put stuff in there and I close the door and I run, and I have to keep the door closed because Theo goes in there and steals my yarn. And I really do all my crocheting down here in the living room because I want to be where my family is. I don't want to be up in my craft room all by myself. And even when I'm home alone, I just want to be in my living space. So I have this hutch behind me that's all full of my crochet work stuff. And I'm in the living room. And so I close the door on that so that my family doesn't have to see my mess. And I try to keep all my crochet stuff in there so that it's not spilling out in the rest of the room. But my craft office, oh my gosh, it's bad. So maybe I should do you a lot. Maybe I should do a before and after. Oh, it's so embarrassing though. It's so bad. So maybe for you guys, I will humble myself and show you the awfulness that is my office. All right. So thanks, everybody. I got to get going. Love the bag. Have a blessed day and weekend. Yes, everybody, please have a blessed day and weekend. And thank you so much. And I will see you next time. Please subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so that you're notified when these impromptu, spontaneous live posts go up, and also when I post new posts. And I'm trying to just welcome more and more people. So let me know what videos you want. Please like and subscribe and leave comments, because it's so much fun to chat with you in between uploading videos. And I will see you next time. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Thanks for joining me.